In this video, I'll demonstrate how we can make a connection to MySQL using PHP. On my server, I've already got a file I've created called search.php. Let's open that up. So I'll type in sudo, we'll use the nano editor, and we'll open up our search.php file. Now, the entire thing is an HTML document. So at the top, you see HTML and body, and if I go all the way down to the bottom, you see the respective closing tags for that. We can also see our PHP code is being closed here with question mark greater than sign, so it must be opened up at the top here with less than question mark PHP. When you want to make a connection to MySQL through PHP, you need to set up a couple of variables. You could pass it directly into the appropriate method, but here I'm setting up the name of the database host, the username, the password, and the database name, which in this case is customers. Then I'm establishing a connection variable called con, and that will result from running MySQL I_connect. And notice what I'm doing here is passing the variables that were established above. So the name of the host, which is in this case just localhost port 3306, that's the standard MySQL listening port, and my DB name variable. Then what I'm doing is just doing a little test. If we couldn't make a connection, then we'll report back a message, couldn't connect. Otherwise, it's going to say, connected successfully, followed by an HTML line break. Then what I'm doing is doing a little query. So we've made a connection. Let's actually work with some data. So to do that, I am creating a variable, which I decided to call SQL, and it's a SQL statement. Select all columns from the West table. And then I have a result variable that's actually executing the query. Now that happens by running MySQL I_query, giving it our connection variable, and of course our query string in our SQL variable. The next thing I'm doing is making sure with an if statement that we've got at least one row, one returned record. And so while there are records to process, which we are testing by fetching the associated items from the result variable, I'm simply echoing back my placeholder variable, which is processed and changed each time through the while loop, and I'm asking for the customer ID. I'm using the dot, which is the concatenation text symbol, and then I'm just adding some spaces and a dash, and then I'm putting together the last name, comma, and first name. Okay, and then I'm closing the connection with MySQL I_close. So all of this is within a search.php file. Now, we could have had a form where people enter in search criteria and passed it to this, or it could have happened through URL parameters. We know how to do that. But in this case, it's all self-contained within a single PHP file. Let's run it. It's called search.php. So here in my browser where I've connected to the server, I'm just going to add /search.php. And we can see it says connected successfully. And it's returned the customer IDs, 1, 2, 3, along with the last names, comma, and first names.